And just under 2.5 minutes elapsed here in the first. Here's Wall. And the call will be against Joakim Noah. That's foul number 2 for him. Whiteside's checked in for Dallas. Miami's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Paul kicks to Gasol. Iverson dishes to Rodman. On the wing, Marion. Guarded by Pippen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The shot by Paul, no good.
You know, guys, for the greater part of last season, it appeared as though the Heat were playoff bound. Even with the players they lost, most figured they would be playing postseason basketball.
That drive by Carter. Wall passes to Gibson. Poked away. Carter kicks to Whiteside. And Carter with the basket on the assist by Wall. Carter's got his first points of the night.
And one reason why the Heat did come up short in their playoff aspirations, they were very poor against other teams in the playoffs. So only went 15-31 against teams that had made it into the postseason last year.
And the foul called on Shawn Marion. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Kicks it to Pippen. Back to Wall. It's stolen by Rodman.
He was on that pass in a flash. Read it, reacted, and then picked it off.
Iverson with the ball. And it's Carter picking him up. Iverson dishes to Rodman. Paul left side. 6 on the shot clock. Carter, the pass to Pippen. No one near Whiteside as he lets it go. And it's out of bounds. The Heat will take it the other way.
That is just a careless turnover. You've got to be smarter in those exchanges.
A different look for Miami. Varejao comes in for Marc Gasol. And it's DeRozan in for Shawn Marion. Jason Terry, he's checked in for the Mavericks. And that misses. That would have put him up.
And guys, last season was a painful one for Anderson Varejao. He had finally shaken the back injury that sidelined him the year before, signs the multi-year contract extension with the Cavs. Things were starting to look up. Then only 3 weeks later, he tears the Achilles and was ruled out for the season. You talk about a tough break. Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass.
And adding insult to injury, certainly, Greg, as you were talking about, Varejao played well at the start of last season. Shooting 56% from the field. Clark, I think he was over 70% from the line. Those were career highs.
Yeah, and a terrible blow for Varejao and the Cavs because of that injury, the Achilles tendon. But it led to the deal for Mozgov, and that's worked out quite nicely.
Catching up on the changes with Miami. Prince comes in for Rodman. And it's Martin in for Paul. Terry kicks to Davis. Dishes it to Whiteside. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Anderson Varejao. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Martin with the bucket. And let's get your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Heat.
Boy, they've really amped up the pressure at the defensive end, guys, and have piled up the steals in the early going.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum. Oh, quick hands on the steal, and then just mad hops on the slam.
Great sequence for them defensively and Clark offensively.
Well, one usually leads to the other, Kevin. That's just good, aggressive, attacking basketball at both ends. You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Here's Iverson. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. That's good. And the Heat lead by 4.
That was the third straight high percentage look this defense has allowed. I mean, these defenders have got to start bumping bodies in the paint. Be more physical, be more aggressive.
The game's just far too easy right now when it comes to attacking the basket. They have got to do better.
And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Heat out front, up 2. And the second quarter about to get started. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Heat?
I just really like what we're seeing from a defensive standpoint, forcing a lot of turnovers with those quick hands.
Yeah, those active hands, Greg, have produced a number of steals early. They've been very aggressive.
Marion is out there with Tayshaun Prince. Then there's Martin, and it's Marc Gasol, and it's Paul in at the point guard position. That's the group on the floor for Miami. Martin goes in. It's rebounded by Dallas.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Here's Noah. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, when it's a tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why.
Yeah.
And you can see the importance of that steal. I mean, really a 4-point turnaround with the conversion at the other end right there.
Yeah, the importance of the defense there. Instead of giving up the bucket and having that 5-point deficit, all of a sudden, we got a tie ball game.
If LeBron gone, the Heat had to overhaul some things they do on offense, no doubt about it. Still, Clark, they kept some of the principles there that had been part of the LeBron years.
Yeah, exactly. And one of those principles, a big one, was the idea of spacing in their half-court sets. They still were able to open up for a lot of easy threes. Dennis Rodman, he's checked in for the Heat. Dallas also making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Davis. Pippen comes in for DeMar Carroll. And it's Carter in for Oladipo.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play. Yeah, and even without LeBron or Ray Allen, as you said, the Heat were very good at setting up threes. The percentage of their made threes that were assisted on was over 90%. That's top 3 in the league for that stat.
Offensive rebound. Gasol. A strong finish under heavy pressure all over. Gasol's got it all tied up now for the Heat. And it's Pippen with the jam.
Now that was pretty. That was just a nice looking reverse jam right there.
Use the rim, Clark, to protect the ball, I think, too, a little bit.
Yeah, did a nice job with it.
And guys, how about the awareness there with that finish in traffic?
You know, even with players coming and going, this spacing they have is a system the Heat have found to be very successful for them. I mean, parts might come and go, but the idea is the same. Space the floor and get quality shots from the perimeter.
Wall wide open. No good from outside. The Heat have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. It's tipped. From about 19 feet. Carter can't get that one to fall.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Pippen kicks to Carter. Dallas moving it around. Marc Gasol picks up the foul. DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for Mark.
Timeout. Start it.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game. The big change last year for the Mavs came when they traded for Rajon Rondo. It looked to be the missing piece for him, Clark, but boy, it just never seemed to come together.
You just don't know. Trades are always risky. You don't know how they're going to work out, and I give credit to ownership for talking to the players to see what they thought about the trade before they actually made the deal.
And a little under 3.5 minutes elapsed in the second quarter of play. Paul goes in. And the rejection by Pippen. And that'll be Miami as it goes out of bounds. The Heat retain possession. Here's DeRozan. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Wall against Paul. The kick out to Wall. Another shot. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two. What do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Mavericks?
You know what, guys? It looks to me like they're really in sync here, all on the same page. They've already got a bunch of assists.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact that they've gotten out on the fast break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Here's what Miami's going with right now. Anderson Varejau's checked in for Gasol. And Iverson's subbed in for Paul. The Mavericks also with a sub. Whiteside's checked in. Rodman dishes to Iverson. He nails it, and we're tied up.
Whatever their plan was defensively that time, it didn't work. Not if it results in that shot.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That's his first foul.
That's a couple of very shaky possessions in a row. One turnover right on top of the other.
Time to just slow it down, make the simple play, and get a good shot.
Jason Terry is checked in for John Wall. Iverson, no luck. Looking at Dallas, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Magic in Orlando. Nice shot by Terry.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
And one thing about DeMar DeRozan, such sweet mid-range jump shooting accuracy. It was his bread and butter in college, and Greg, the same here in the pros.
And he gets tremendous lift going up, really squares himself to the rim and releases it quickly. Almost an impossible shot to defend.
And Miami making a change here. Prince is checked in. And Dallas with a change here too. Daniel Green, he's checked in for Pippen.
Well, it's just been one of those kind of games for him.
Terry in the corner. And it's Terry again missing.
You know, you look at DeRozan. I mean, he wants to expand his game. He's been working on a three-point shot, but hit only 28% from behind the arc last season. That's not going to help you win on the biggest stages.
Terry with it. Iverson picks him up. The shot by Carter. Nobody around. Back to Terry. Whiteside kicks to Green. .112 left in the first half. No good there off the double clutch.
And speaking of DeRozan, if he wants to expand his game, I think he should actually take it further inside than outside. He has the size, the strength, the leaping ability to succeed at the rim, and that could improve his field goal accuracy, which at 41% is much more a product. Whoa!
threes.
Well played right there. I mean, there's no question who has the momentum.
Greg, the lead appears to be heading north, if you will.
Outside, Green. Terry, the pass to Whiteside. Looking to end the run. The shot is off. Nice D from Verejao.
Oh, excellent interior D to force the miss.
His defensive ability is a big factor. I mean, there's no denying that.
Mavericks trail by 7. And the wide open shot from Green. Offline with his 3. Prince outside. Fires the 3. That's good. Great play set up by Iverson. Prince has got 5 now. It's stolen by DeRozan. And the Heat get another bucket right there.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
And so we wrap up the first half. Heat lead by 12. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
Okay, Miami, now
We're getting back to the action now. It's been a one-team show so far. We'll see if that changes here in the third.
Talk about a terrific game for DeRozan. 12 points and also 3 nice steals. He's played a huge role in this game.
Even though he probably wasn't a big part of the game plan coming in.
And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. And are looking amped up and ready to get going once again. A fantastic game from DeMar DeRozan so far.
I just love the tenacity on the defensive side. I mean, his play on D has been a huge factor for them as he continues to get steal after steal.
And guys, as the game moves on, I think he should continue to be aggressive defensively to keep ball handlers off balance.
And now let's check out the lineups courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for the second half of basketball. On the floor for Dallas, Carter is up there with Wall. Then there's Pippen. Then it's Taj Gibson. And it's Noah in at the 5 spot.
And that's another assist for a team that is...
Wow! Oh, my goodness. Fella's going to hurt somebody. Put a dunk like that. Probably will hurt himself.
Oh, there's too much fun to be had.
And he's having it. That had to be fun.
They grabbed their own miss. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you could hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
The Heat shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. Well, you look back at the 2015 Heat, and the injuries are what probably brought that team down. We can go from Chris Bosh with the debilitating blood clot on his lung and on and on and on. The loss, of course, which was not an injury, of LeBron James. There are a lot of moving parts with that team.
And that's a great point, Kevin. If you take any star off a team, things are going to get difficult. It was impressive that the Heat still managed to stay competitive once Bosh went out.
that's his second personal foul.
The Mavericks have split their free throws right down the middle so far. They're 2 for 2.
And they were 75% from the line a season ago.
What a great game for Vince Carter in this one. 13 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark? It wouldn't be a bad idea going forward to try to let him do a little more damage from beyond the arc.
Outside Pippen. Here's Wall. The shot's good on the assist by Pippen.
Assisted by
Wall's got it back down to single digits for the Mavs.
Miami calls
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half.
Timeout called the Heat.
And John Wall, guys, is still one of the most explosive players in the league. His speed makes professional athletes look like they are stuck in mud.
Lacrosse fans, your Heat answers.
Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. You're talking about Wall's burst. He can go end to end in seconds. Clark, you're amazed. You said he's a blur.
Yeah, rack to rack in a nanosecond is what Wall can do. I mean, his speed is something special. Maybe that'll ignite him. I mean, impossible not to get pumped up after that. At least I think that would be the case.
Well, you can see the immediate reaction of the guys on the bench. They are. Look at them. They are pumped up.
Yeah, they're geek.
And that's what the alley-oops guys will do for your team. And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Heads up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done.
And Miami making a change here. Martin's checked in. Oladipo, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Wall attacking. Here's Gibson. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Gibson's got 6 points. And they double up Paul. The feed to Rodney. It's Martin on the wing. Hands it from downtown. 12 points for him.
I'm not sure who was supposed to pick him up, but somebody's going to get an earful from the coach for leaving him that wide open.
Davis is checked in for Taj Gibson.
Glenn Davis.
And so the ball out of bounds. Davis touched it last.
And that's just carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have your head in the game.
A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Paul against Wall. Paul dishes to Rodman. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there. It's going to be on Victor Oladipo.
That's his first
Clearly a foul.
Yeah, he took a shot there, earned those free throws.
The Heat shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And team stats last season, 74% shooting, so some numbers that they can definitely improve upon.
And that just has to improve, guys. I mean, the free throw shooting is something that has to get better. You're immediately putting yourself at a disadvantage when you shoot that poorly from the line. Well, you know, that's one thing they've been doing extremely well, corralling those caroms.
Yeah, that's about the only thing, because not a whole lot else going right for him thus far.
The Heat leading by 6.
And we've seen Dallas just be fantastic since the start of the new millennium. Year in and year out, they seem to always win 50 games. Hit that mark again last season.
Well, last season they won 50, Greg, as you just said. That marked Clark the 12th time. It happened since 2000.
Well, clearly this franchise has been committed to winning. I mean, you hear that from a lot of franchises, but they often aren't willing to take the risk that the Mavericks take. I mean, the Mavs do a good job of putting their money where their mouth is.
DeMar DeRozan. He's checked in for Rodman.
Talk about putting something extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, Clark, you know, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
I'm startled that he would even try something like that at this stage of the game.
The wide open look here for DeRozan. Miami no good on that time either. Mavericks trailed by 4. That is good. And that's now 7 points for John Wall.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
And that's keyed this run. Passing it with purpose. The D hasn't been able to keep up.
And the wide open shot from Paul. Traps in the tray. Paul's got 9 points.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
And Oladipo kicks to Davis. Rejected by Gasol. DeRozan in the corner. Takes a 3. And Davis pulls it down. For Dallas, they've gone 8 of 10 shooting here in the second half. Very strong.
no clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Tayshaun Prince is checked in for Miami. The Mavericks also with a sub. Jamari Carroll's checked in for Victor Oladipo. Mavericks trailed by 5. Here's Pippen. The rejection by Paul. Pass to Pippen. Stolen by Martin. And it's the Heat on the break. Prince with the ball. And finished off by DeRozan.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. I mean, they've got to pad their lead anytime an opportunity presents itself, and that was a golden one.
Assisted by.
Well, I think it's been said about 1,000 times now how Coach Spoelstra started as a video coordinator with the Heat, but he's been with the organization for so long, they are starting to become synonymous.
He had a couple in the first, but so far he's been unable to get uncorked here.
Back to Wall. And he gets it to go. Now just a 3-point Miami lead.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Greg, as you said, Spoelstra has been with the Heat for so long now in his 8th season. He was handpicked by Pat Riley to lead the team, and Clark kind of molded him in his image.
And it was clear that Pat Riley believes in him and continues to believe in him. Coach Spoelstra has had very high expectations on his shoulders ever since taking over the team, and he's actually lived up to them.
Pippen for 3.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
He's frigid from 3. I don't know what's worse, that he can't hit anything from out there or that he keeps on trying to.
Back to Noah. And stolen by Prince. And here we go with DeRozan running it up the middle.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
And the foul called on Dimes. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
And that does it for the 3rd quarter. Both teams clicking offensively as we approach the 4th quarter. Heat out front, leading by...
Every dime is a flavor.
The 4th quarter just moments away now as we welcome you back.
I'm backing them down, standing tall like the sun. These plays can't hold us. It's the winner's race. Eating with cannon, ain't at a table, no dinner place. We the best, get it straight.
Here's Wall. Iverson is out there with DeRozan. Then it's Rodman. Then there's Marion. And it's Verjao in the center position. It's the group on the floor for Miami. Iverson gets the bucket. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stance for the Heat?
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. There's been an attack mode on the defensive end.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. And it's DeRozan missing.
And maybe, you know, he thinks he can shoot himself out of the cold spell, but I don't think that's the case. Maybe somebody want to tell him to ease up off the 3.
That's good. And that's 12 points for John Wall.
He's come out here in the second half and done a nice job moving, getting good looks, and finding his range.
Outside DeRozan. Stolen by Terry. Here's Wall. And that one is hammered home.
And when they desperately needed to get things turned around, they were able to rally and get back into it.
And, Greg, it was really their defense just as much as their offense that served as the real catalyst, and I think it allowed them to put that run together.
And, oh, here we go. Wall, nobody back. Game winding down, and they just keep changing leads.
Absolutely. I mean, 6 lead changes here so far.
Exciting stuff.
And, guys, no separation yet. And I really don't think we're going to see any all the way down.
Now a timeout called by Miami. And last year, not exactly up to Noah's lofty standards. Was way down in field goal percentage and free throw percentages compared to the season before, but he did not play completely healthy all of last year either.
A little dinged up, missed 13 games more than he had the season prior, and also the minutes dropped as well. And you could just see him laboring at times on the floor, clearly affected by those injuries.
Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Eric Spoelstra was saying to his team. He was not at all satisfied with their effort level, saying, "We're losing the hustle plays and all the 50-50 balls. We simply can't win that way. We've got to get after it." Let's see how they respond, Kevin.
And Sean Marion with the slam.
Right back to the basics there, using the one-hand slam for that one.
Doesn't he make the basics look pretty exceptional?
Yeah, he does. They look sweet when he does them.
And he better stay with those basics, because this game is still yet to be determined.
And, you know, going back to Noah last season, I think the additions to the Bulls front court had an effect on him. I mean, they added Gasol and Mirotic, 2 major talents up front. I think that gave Noah less opportunities than he'd had the year before, and it was an adjustment for him.
Here's Paul, and Whiteside sends it back.
They've clearly been the better team on the glass, but it hasn't necessarily translated to the scoreboard yet.
Yeah, but over a full game, I like their energy, and if they can maintain that level of effort, I think it bodes well for them down the stretch. And, guys, talking about Joakim Noah, he was still the spirit of that team last season. Amongst all the great talents the Bulls had, Noah was that energizer and catalyst for the team, a true warrior, even in an off year.
And that is good.
That's been their bread and butter in the second half. They've really knocked down their long-range shots.
And as hot as they are, no need to play conservative. Keep firing away.
Here's Terry. Lays it up and in off the pretty assist. Now it's a 7-point Dallas lead. And what's your take, guys, on the hustle stats for the Mavericks?
Their defense has been outstanding, closing out on shots and blocking a few as well.
They've repeatedly gotten out on the break tonight as well and scored a lot of baskets in transition.
And guys, that's a big swing right there. I mean, taking the steal and then turning it into 2 easy points on the dunk.
No telling how important that sequence could turn out to be.
And guys, in a game this snug, moments like that are the ones we usually look back on at the end as a difference maker.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And, Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
That indicates the importance of great on-the-ball defense, as was displayed right there.
Ball goes in. Iverson outside. Miami no good on that time either.
Nice little lead they're enjoying here, and they deserve it with all the work they put in on the glass.
Yeah, the effort and the aggression really favors them thus far. They've completely dominated the backcourt. And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Back to Wall. He kicks to Noah. Right side a screen. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. Good on the first, and that increases their lead to 6.
They're really doing a good job working hard to get inside and draw contact, a little more so than they did in the first half.
And defensively, if you're trying to battle back, you can't keep sending them to the line.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Taj Gibson's checked in for Whiteside. Pippen comes in for Green, and it's Carter in for Jason Terry. Pocket 4. Gasol a screen. Wall with the steal. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. Dallas moving it around. And Noah with the slam.
And he is the ultimate when it comes to being a floor leader on the offensive end.
Yeah, you know, he's got a little bit of Greg Anthony in it. And he has been that leader today. I think he's done a really nice job of moving the ball and distributing it the way it needs to be done.
Well, Clark, I'm glad you referenced specifically why you thought he had a little Greg Anthony. I thought you were talking about my knees, my man. he looked a little hobbled out there for a moment.
And Wall kicks to Gibson. Inside. Carter.
Taj Gibson.
And there's a nice one-handed slam.
And with that basket, you'd have to think this lead is secure.
I'm almost ready to go there with you, partner. Not quite. I'm hanging around at that 98% mark, so it's just about done, but I need a little more evidence to close the book on.
That one will seal the deal there. They've exploded here at the end.
Boy, I love the serious killer instinct they've shown, finishing strong.
Each foul called. Hall. That's his 4th personal foul. Shooting for Miami.
Good on the first, and that stretches their lead to 8. And he is unable to get the second one.
I think it's safe to say this baby's over.
Yeah, that's fairly obvious. I'd say that's a really good assumption on your part. The defender a little hesitant to offer resistance as he bursts to the hoop.
Yes,
What a pass, and then the layup was a bit of a circus move.
Oh, so smooth.
Yeah, and he really could have fouled that one up trying for the big slam there, though. Just a nice, solid finish for the layup.
Jason Terry.
In the corner, it's Martin. Misses the 3. Terry outside. And he commits the intentional foul.
And you can see where they're coming from by fouling to stop the clock, but really they're just kidding themselves.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this game is over, and they're the only ones who don't realize that.
And both free throws good for Terry.
You've got to figure those are the free throws that officially put this game out of reach.
Timeout called, the Heat. They're behind by 10. 3 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Martin wide open. He fires off the mark. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily a runaway win, but one they'll feel very good about.
And let's face it, anytime you can go on the road and win in the fashion they did, you have to feel good about it. Really an outstanding effort all the way around.
And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, Clark Kellogg, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And this broadcast has not ended just yet, as we've got the award-winning Ernie Johnson standing by here for the postgame.
On today's season finale episode of NBA 2K TV, we have the second annual Hey Guys Awards with some amazing prizes for you.
Oh, word? That's what's up.
Plus a sneak peek at what's to come in 2K.
Oh,